We're live. Welcome to another episode of Not Mainstream, June 16th, 2017. Let's just get right into it and talk about the whole congressional baseball shooting. And this is all going to tie in with the whole radicalization by the mainstream media, because this dude, he was a Bernie supporter. He watched Rachel Maddow. He was constantly watching the mainstream media, reading the mainstream media as well. And he's been buying into all these lies that the mainstream media has been feeding everybody about Trump, saying he's a Russian agent, saying that he colluded with Russia, saying he's Hitler, saying he's sexist, saying he's a homophobe, saying he's racist, saying he's a Islamophobe, and all this other nonsense. That's a bunch of bull crap. So let's get down to this. So in case you haven't heard or been living on a rock, earlier this week, a guy, and he was in his 60s, I think, like 60, 61.
Somewhere in there, yeah.
Went to this baseball thing that was going on with the whole congressional people, with the Senate.
It was a practice. It was
practice,
a baseball
yeah.
practice with the congressional baseball team, as it were, and I think there were 4 people that were wounded. Congressman Steve Scalise from Louisiana was one of the 4. I think he was most severely wounded. He's had to have 3 surgeries because of this. And there were 3 others. I think the 2 Capitol Police officers, I believe they were shot and wounded, but they took him down though.
Yeah. They killed him.
For all the accounts, had them running towards the shots.
Yeah, they took him down, and he's dead. And I hope he rots in hell, because this is just horrible. And it sparked a response from Twitter, from these crazy leftists saying, needs to be more of this. There needs to be more violence. There needs to be more taken down. Trump needs to be next, and all this. Why couldn't it have been Trump get shot? And this is also going to tie in this whole Julius Caesar play. That's just a piece of shit. That's off Broadway, and it's not,
It's a Shakespeare in the Park.
Mm-hmm.
It's Shakespeare in the Park, and it's
what modern, an insult to Shakespeare.
Indeed, it's a modern retelling of Julius Caesar, but now they have Julius Caesar done up just like President Trump, which I think is
they don't mention him by name, but it's obvious it's Trump.
Yes, it is, and And yeah, Shane, you brought it up before the show started. Imagine if someone had made a play 2 years ago where they had a representation of then President Barack Obama, and they lynched him.
Yeah, I mean there would be racism and riots, and everything would be going on, and that play would never ever be shown again. Ever. And
the
then
play
this play,
down.
Yeah, exactly. The play would have been shut down, and the people that's involved with it would have been called racist. They would have throw those people in jail because they were being a threat to former President Obama, and the list goes on and on. It's just very hypocritical between the 2 views. But here's my opinion, and it's just not my opinion, but many other conservative talk show host that's been going around and saying this. What the mainstream media and all these death threats to Trump and saying that he should be assassinated, they're trying to basically how do I put this in before the air? Should we start on the air? I knew we should have started this earlier when we had all the momentum going. But they're basically trying to what's the word I'm looking for? Calm the storms or something like that. If President Trump is ever assassinated, there won't be a civil war going on, and people won't be taken to the streets and rioting and everything.
it's almost as if they are almost preparing the American people for what could happen.
That's exactly what I was trying to say. Preparing the American people if Trump is ever assassinated.
What would y'all do? What would you guys do if a civil war took place?
I would fight. I would try to defend myself. That's all you can do is defend yourself.
Would you defend yourself, or would you like join a side?
Probably just defend myself. I wouldn't join any sides.
I will defend myself from these radical leftists.
Yeah.
I mean, if they want to try something.
In today's society, it's much different than the previous civil wars, where we had a North versus South, and brothers and sisters were torn apart, but they were still a North and a South. Now, your neighbor is a liberal, and your other neighbors are Republican, and then across the street, you have a far left liberal. You know, you have very many different views in very small space. I think it would be hard to.
It'd be pretty terrible.
You know,
but I mean, how would one person know what the other person's viewpoints are, though? You know, like if it ever got to that point, how would anybody know if you're a Republican or a Trump supporter or a nobody supporter?
That's what makes it so scary. You know, nobody wants to put bumper stickers on your car anymore because fear that you're going to come out and have it.
No, there was a news story that a guy had a "Make America Great Again" flag on his truck, and he got shot at. And I think that was in North Carolina.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. That was terrible. I had a Trump bumper sticker on my car last year, and actually it was last June, and the guy behind me actually hit me. And he told me that he actually was a Trump supporter, so he didn't do it like on purpose, but he told me that my bumper sticker distracted him. And after that, I took it off. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very hard thing these days. You can't express yourself anymore for fear of retaliation.
Yeah. The only thing you can do is quietly do it in the voting booth now.
Yeah, you just have to express it secretly. You have to come out of the hiding, you know. And where I used to be vocal about my opinions, like I'm vocal on here because I know only a certain type of people will watch this and know who I am and blah blah blah. But in my own social circles, I at all costs try not to discuss politics and try, you know, not to hit religion or try not to hit all these important things that really make you who you are. Yeah. People don't know how to take your opinion.
I learned the hard way with my Facebook not to talk politics on my Facebook, and I guess that's why, you know, I have my Twitter account and I use Twitter for my political views and things that I wouldn't normally speak about on Facebook because of family and coworkers. You know, it's just there's things that you just can't talk about, and so I try to keep the two separate. I don't really have anybody on my Twitter account that I know personally, but maybe a few people, because it caused so much problems in my life. It's like I'd get phone calls from, you know, my sister-in-law, and it was terrible. It made me not even want to go on Facebook.
Yeah. I'm the complete opposite, as you can tell. I am brutal on Facebook. I am brutal on Facebook.
It could also be your status right now, too. You know, you're not married. You don't have kids to think about, unless you do and you're not telling us. You know. I
am 100%. I can tell you, guarantee I don't have any kids.
So you know, there are other things that, you know, may stop you from doing that. You don't want your kids to be ridiculed, picked on. You don't want Aunt Joe to come out and say, you know, you're an idiot for doing Trump, because, you know, in my home, my kids know how I feel about Trump. They know how I felt about Obama. They know, you know, and schooler has come home and said, Mom, Trump does this and that and this. And then I have to stop and tell her, I go, do you have proof of that? Because she went to a school that is predominantly Democratic parents from across the border, you know, so they're also illegal. So her views that she was put in front of all day long at school comes home with her.
Indoctrination. That's what they do. They
you know,
indoctrinate
and I have to tell her, well, this is my side of the story. And then she's like, oh, but they didn't say that. I go, no, they're going to tell you their side. And now let me tell you this side. And try to let her make her own mind up of where she falls, because in a couple of years, she'll be ready to start voting. And I want her to be ready, but she's not getting the full story from both sides at school for sure.
Right.
Absolutely, and that's another thing. The teachers, they're political, right? Because the whole teachers unions needs to be disbarred completely. I absolutely hate the teachers unions because it's so liberal and made up of basic.
I live at, I mean, I guess I'm lucky in a way. I mean, depending on your viewpoints, but I live in a very conservative area. I mean, I don't know that many people that don't support Trump. I mean, in my neighborhood, everybody had, you know, Trump signs in their yard. I mean, every single house, but maybe like 2. And it's pretty much the same thing with the schools around here. Everybody's pretty conservative, so I really don't have that problem.
Oh my goodness.
Well, that's good.
We are so democratic where I live, that I was driving down the street, and there was a lady in front of our school, in front of my daughter's elementary school. And she was like, who are you voting for? And she had a sign up of a local Democrat. And I go, I voted straight ticket. And she goes, yes, for the Democrat. I go, no, straight ticket Republican. And I drove off, and she was so mad. And I'm like, oh my God, she's going to know my truck. She's going to know my truck. I have to go to school tomorrow. You know? And you're in an opposite place. So,
I'm going to break this down for y'all as to the reason these leftists, you know, these leftists are trying what they're trying. You know, they couldn't get their way at the voting booth because Hillary lost.
Yep.
They can't get their way with getting Trump impeached. The Russian narrative is falling apart.
Yep.
So if they can't impeach him, they're going to try and do far, far worse.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Deep state tactics right there.
Yes, and what's happening is the fake news media is ginning up this atmosphere, this what you might call
violent atmosphere.
This potentially violent and potentially explosive atmosphere. They're ginning it up, and they know that if somebody goes out and actually, God forbid, actually commits this unspeakable act, you know, they figure, hey, and then, but see, the thing is, they will not take responsibility if it does happen. The fake news media will be like, oh, well, we were just reporting.
Yeah.
You know.
And, well, we saw that. We saw that with the guy that shot up the Congressional baseball practice. I mean, the mainstream media was all, you know, well, this has nothing to do with us. And the dude was a Bernie supporter. He was anti-Trump. He was reading in the news. He was watching CNN, and radicalized by these news organizations into thinking that, you know, the Republicans are next Hitler or something.
Oh, yeah. Excuse my French. Reports. Excuse my French, but that fucking Chuck Todd from MSNBC saying, well, it's not just Democrats, it's not just Republicans, we have to blame ourselves. No, we don't. No, we don't, you asshole. We don't have to blame ourselves. No, it's you and your side that's pulling this shit.
Yeah. I mean, every time you hear an attack like this, it's never a Trump supporter or a Hillary supporter. Trump supporter done this. The mainstream, you would never hear the end of this from the mainstream media. Because the mainstream media really wants a Trump supporter to go out and commit one of these heinous acts. To do that, so they can double down and triple down on their narrative.
Yep. That's right. That's what they want.
I mean, I didn't really look into it, but I saw something where some people were saying that what happened with the shooting, it was connected to Pizzagate or child.
I haven't heard that. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Because I know there was a Pizzagate style shooting with a guy went to the pizza place where old Pizzagate was supposed to take place. For that, but I haven't heard any connection with the recent shooting with Pizzagate.
Proven to be fake news, so you know, he just went ballistic because he was a Hillary follower, and the whole did not have to do with child pornography and everything thing.
Yeah, pedophiles and stuff like that.
There have been comparisons made between this shooting and what happened to Gabby Giffords back in 2009. And Jared Loughner, the guy who shot her, was a freaking lefty. He was a lunatic. He was a freaking. He needed to be in that rubber room. The jacket, the buttons in the back.
He was very young.
A freaking lunatic. Yeah, he was.
And that's what's these these lefties. These I call them re-ISIS. Distance re-ISIS, yeah, because they're alt-ISIS. They're basically the alt-ISIS. All right. I mean, they've got the masks. They're radicalized, and they're shooting everything, and it's just completely.
Oh yeah, the Antifa.
These people.
The Anti-fascist.
The Antifa. Antifa is freaking ISIS.
They're anti-fascist. But they're the biggest fascists around.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those people are crazy.
They are. I mean, it's those people right there.
I was watching videos where, I don't know if it was last weekend or the weekend before, there was some type of rally, and an Antifa person like threw like urine, like real urine on another. It was on somebody. It was crazy.
Oh, it was Lauren Southern. It was Lauren Southern.
Yeah.
She got
it was her and that guy Luke that she hangs out with. They got urine thrown on them. It was pretty gross.
Disgusting.
I mean, Antifa. Those people are crazy. And they're the ones that's going to initiate all this because they're funded by George Soros.
They're funded by Soros, so
yeah,
they've got the money. If they something crazy to do, they know where they can get funded for it.
Yeah, and the Antifa people are radicalized as it is, and they're even doubling down on the radicalization.
My opinion is that people like this guy who went and shot, these congressmen and aides and stuff, I find them different. I find them more in the loony bin area where they got an idea in their head that has stirred and has caused them a lot of mental illness, more so than say, to me, a radical leftist, gets together with his buddies and causes havoc in the name of the Democrats. But these crazy they would even self-harm, they usually kill themselves at the end of stuff like this. But, they're the ones who are the Unabombers and the Timothy McVeighs and, the kid who shot Giffords. I find them in a kind of a different area than I do the groups who get together and feed off of each other.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. We've had several of these incidents from quote unquote celebrities. Let's see. First, you had Marilyn Manson cutting off ostensibly Trump's head in a video.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had Snoop Dogg, who's 20 years past his prime, shooting holding a gun to an individual in clown face who's dressed up like Donald Trump. Then you have Kathy Griffin, that incident. We've already talked about that.
Yep. Yeah.
And then you have the Julius Caesar play with Julius Caesar done up to look like President Trump, and now you have this nut job. This nut job could have been inspired by any of that. Of course, also could have been inspired by, again, the media, the fake news media ginning this stuff up.
Yeah, and that's what the media does.
Henry, and what's your opinion about that play? What do you think should have happened?
Oh, I should have gotten.
Well, I think. Well, listen. Here's the thing: Delta Airlines pulled their sponsorship and their funding of that play.
Yeah.
American Express. American Express pulled their support, but they did not pull the funding of it, and they refused to pull the funding of that disgusting play.
Here's the thing. Speech. I'm all for freedom of speech, but when it comes to basically attacking and threatening and look like you're going to cause a threat to a president or to any official, then that's where the line should be drawn. Whether it's a play, whether it's a movie or a TV or whatever.
I was just going to say, don't you think that in some way there should be some kind of legislation or law written in regards to the president, that they can't use his name? Do you think that would be fair to do that? To use his image in any type of killing, slaying, because in my opinion, when it comes to that play, let them do the play. Who gives a freak? Don't watch it. Don't go to it. Don't support it. You know, it's just like our show here. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Don't like it, don't subscribe. Every right to do that. There's millions of YouTube Democratic sites. There's tons of Republican. They're radical, both sides. There's even ISIS that they're trying to get rid of.
Yeah.
You don't like it, watch it, don't support it. You know,
a lot of people say, well, these people do have the right to freedom of speech and freedom of expression, and they do.
Yeah, that's what they won't.
But what they don't have the freedom from is consequences. That's what they don't have the freedom from.
But the proof is going to be how to prove that their actions caused another action, because you can't do that in a court of law.
That too.
You can't prove that because this was happening over here, it caused him over here to do something. There is no way to connect one to the other unless that person actually says, oh, I watched that crazy lady, comedian, you know, show me to go cut the head off of him. So I did. That would be a connection.
Yeah.
You know? But unfortunately, we'll never have anything like that. And, you know, Griffin will always say, no, I never meant it for somebody to go cut his head off. I was just being funny.
Well, her career is done, so.
Yeah. Oh, there goes one.
She's finished, thankfully. Now, here's the thing. You know, the producers of that play would probably tell us it would tell people if they were to really raise a stink about it. Well, you know, it's a freedom of expression. If you don't like it, guess what? You don't have to come to the play.
Oh, yeah,
so we're just going to...
No, I won't go to the play.
I
don't do it.
Well, see, I don't want to go to New York at all. So
that's the free market.
I don't want to go anywhere anymore.
And I've always wanted to go to London, but absolutely not now. Not now.
No.
I know, and my dad's going in like September, and I'm like, oh my God, you really need to rethink this. He goes, I can't. I already bought my tickets. So it's just scary.
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of friends abroad, and I'm like always having to call her, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" She goes, "Yeah, we weren't there. We were, because being military, you have friends all over, and all my Germany family, they all like, it's crazy not to feel safe, to be able to go out and do things."
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll just say this:
the last 5 years,
the free market is a beautiful thing. People have these leftists. They have the right to put out the most disgusting products that they possibly can. They have the right to have plays where they have Trump assassinated. They have the right to decapitate Trump. But Americans also have the right to pull their support from those things as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And plus, we also have
it's
freedom.
Not considered a threat.
Yeah, and plus we have the freedom to speak against that as well.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But I think for that topic. The next topic, weaken Trump. He did an executive order. How to print this shit. I didn't really catch that. Earlier today, he basically demolished the whole Cuba policy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's like, we're going to start from scratch.
They love it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Amy, you're in Florida. That's really a hotbed for Cubans. Did you hear anything about that?
Well, other than I watched his whole address, and man, he was saying everything right. They really wanted to hear that he was going to support them and their struggle, and that he wasn't going to let it be forgotten that they had to survive a very harsh time there in Cuba, and families were torn apart and lost and imprisoned for years politically. 20 years, at a time they were thrown in prison system that's not like American prison, where they get 3 squares a day and exercise an hour, and not like our prison system. Very harsh, and they survived barely. But it'll be interesting to see now where that government goes, and if they do finally open corporations and businesses to Americans to go over there and start opening. But they're still a mess. They have 2 different currencies. They don't allow people to be employed other than with Cuban establishments or something. I didn't quite catch all of that, but so even if a business goes over there and starts up, they can't hire anybody. So it defeats the purpose. So they have a long way to go.
Yeah. And not only that, back when Fidel Castro died, I mean, the whole mainstream media was mourning over his death, which is very surprising because he was a dictator, and the mainstream media was mourning over his death, and the Cubans were like celebrating his death. So Cuba has been really, really oppressed under the Castro regime. And I think his brother, Raul Castro, is he up for election, or is he going to resign?
I don't know. I don't think they know.
Well, one thing that I listened to his speech on my way home from work, and when he said that that we were gonna make Cuba free again, or something along those lines, and bothers me is into another country. I just don't agree with that. I think that we need to stay here and stop going into other countries at all.
The only reason he really wants to get Cuba involved again is because of the whole Cuba, the missile crisis, that if he doesn't get them as an ally right now that they are weak, then we could lose them to Russia or to North Korea, for God knows, you know, for whoever's going to support that government and give them money. We don't do it. Who knows what could be parked right outside our doors again.
Yeah,
so I
absolutely.
can agree with him, him trying to get a foot in the door at this point. For them.
Wouldn't he almost have to do a regime change, you know, I mean, it's a dictatorship right now. So in order to change that, they have to change the whole government. And that's not going to be, you know, an easy task.
And regime changes are basically war.
Well,
that's what regime changes are.
See, my thing is that why do we have the right to go into another country and do that? I mean, what would happen if another country came here and tried to take Trump out because they didn't think he was doing the right thing? That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, I don't think it's our place or any other country's place to go into another country and take their leadership out. I think that should be up to the people.
Yeah, well, Cuba is going to take it's going to be a long road ahead for Cuba.
Yeah, it
is.
I don't know. I don't see good things coming from that.
Henry?
Well, you know, I think the president's doing the right thing by ending the Cuba thing because, I mean, Obama, he wanted to get awful chummy with them, see, last year.
Yeah.
And remember, there was a tragedy that happened.
Hot dogs.
Oh, yeah, that, Yeah, he decided it was more important to be at a baseball game than tend to some tragedy that had happened right around the time he was in Cuba last year. He decided his precious baseball game couldn't be interrupted.
Yeah. Well, when Obama did the whole Cuba thing, Cubans wanted to come to America and basically Cuban refugees, and Obama wouldn't allow that. I'm like, we have to take in Muslim refugees, but we can't take in Cuban refugees. But
I remember when I was a kid, and my parents always watched the news, but because we live in Florida, so there was constantly crafts that were being picked up by the Coast Guard of Cuban, people trying to make it to, the shore, because if they made it into the shore, I think they weren't allowed to get, if they picked them up in the ocean, they automatically were sent back. I can't remember exactly the way that works, but it was all the time happening. I mean, I don't know if it still happens. I don't watch the news, but it was pretty bad.
Oh, I'm sure it still happens. It's not surprising if it does. If it does. Let's see here. Going back to
I know some of us remember the Elian Gonzalez thing where Janet Reno sent her jackbooted thugs in there to take the kid out of the closet.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember the photo too. The police guy in the whole SWAT uniform going into the closet, and yeah, I remember that. I saw the picture.
Yeah.
But going back to the baseball practice shooting, Trump actually went to the hospital and visited with the senator along with his wife, and he brought his personal White House doctor there too.
Yep.
Obama would have never done that.
No.
I've never done that.
He was there for an hour with the guy.
Yeah.
With Steve Scalise.
Him and Melania.
Yeah.
His last name sounds like that Supreme
Scalia.
Yeah.
It sounds really close.
It does sound similar. Yeah.
When I first heard it, I'm like, what? Not the same, but.
Let's see here.
Did y'all see where that boy from North Korea was released and he's in a coma now?
Oh yeah.
No, I have not.
Otto
I haven't seen that.
Wambier?
Yeah, that's him. Otto.
Yeah. They tortured him until My husband
That's
thinks
terrible.
that they did it to him. They put him in a coma because they didn't want to take care of him, and then they just, that's why they gave him up. They can't take care of him anymore. So,
And all
Speaking of North
over,
Korea.
they said he allegedly stole a poster. I mean, a poster.
Right.
This is over. I don't know.
And then he went into a coma from botulism and a sleeping pill put him in a coma. So I don't know.
Did they say if he was going to be okay?
Yeah, they're not really. Have they did? I think they did have a medical thing, but I had to leave, so I didn't get to watch that part of it. So I don't know what.
I haven't seen it.
Was in the end.
Yeah, the only thing I heard about from North Korea was that Dennis Rodman went there to visit Kim Jong-un.
Yeah.
And he gave him a book, The Art of the Deal, by Trump.
No, he didn't. Did he really?
Yeah, he did. He gave him Art of the Deal.
So funny.
That is. So I was thinking maybe we can get Dennis Rodman as North Korean ambassador. If North Korea loves Dennis Rodman that much, make him ambassador of North Korea.
I think he's an idiot. And you know what? The dad made it very clear that Dennis Rodman had nothing to do with his son coming home.
Yeah, I saw that. Trump said today that he and Mike Pence worked it out with them, I guess.
Yep.
There were people saying that Dennis Rodman did it, and I'm like, oh gosh.
No. It was
I don't see him caring about anybody, so.
It's kind of weird because you hear that Dennis Rodman went to North Korea, and then like a few days later, the guy was released. So.
Well, maybe, it was already happening.
Oh, it was in the process?
Yeah, it was already happening.
Oh, yeah.
It was like one was leaving and Dennis was arriving, so it had already happened. But it was close, yeah. So that's where people and the news can just make it all fakey and change it and try to make whatever story they want, and people will believe it because of how close the two happened.
Yeah, because people, would rather believe Dennis Rodman did it than our own president.
Right, exactly.
It makes more sense.
Well, Dennis Rodman's supposed to be a fan of Trump, so maybe they had some contact with each other before he went.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Well, wasn't Rodman on The Celebrity Apprentice?
Yeah. Who hasn't been on there? There's a bunch that have been on there. And not all of them have liked Trump, but there's been a lot
Snoop Dogg was on Celebrity Apprentice, but we know how he feels about Trump.
No, Snoop Dogg was never on Celebrity Apprentice. He was on the Comedy Central roast of Donald Trump.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
See that pop culture stuff. I can.
He's always like F Donald Trump. F Donald Trump. Yeah, no, F you, because your relevance. Your relevance was 20 years ago, you clown.
Back a few years ago, Snoop Dogg changed his name to Snoop Lion, and he didn't win anywhere as Snoop Lion, so he had to change back to Snoop Dogg.
The officer who shot and killed Philando Castilla was acquitted on all counts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
The
so
video,
that's gonna be some age.
I think they've already have they already started writing?
I'm looking now.
I hope not. They probably will. But the video clearly showed the video of that incident clearly showed the unedited video, not the stuff you saw in the fake news. The unedited video clearly showed this guy was reaching for something.
Yeah.
He was reaching for a gun. So what was the cop going to do? Just let him reach for the gun and shoot him? No. That's insane. Just like the cop that shot Michael Brown. You think he was just going to let Michael Brown get his gun? Hell no.
Well, that's why so many cops
absolutely
afraid anymore. They don't even want to help anybody anymore.
Well, I don't see where anybody's rioting yet, but Twitter is blowing up with people talking, crap about it.
Yeah. Give it a little while, Amy. It'll happen, I guarantee.
Probably tomorrow.
These people.
Yeah. Did anybody see if anything happened with Bill Cosby's case?
They said that jury was dead.
Yeah, that was yesterday. I posted that, but I thought maybe they picked up today.
Nikki,
the judge said, okay, I'm off. The judge said that for deadlock, he sent them back in for another 2 days or something. And
oh wow, it's dropped down. It's dropped down to 69 degrees. It was like 92 earlier before it started raining. Now it's 69. Yeah.
Have you had any hail?
There was some hail close by. I don't think we got any, but they were talking about quarter-size hail.
I haven't had any hail yet.
We had some yesterday.
I wonder because I'm having some internet problems, so I just turned it off. The internet. I'm having internet problems. Yeah.
Well, it looks like mine keeps freezing, like stalling, because I like move and it takes a second for my body to move on the thing.
So there's still no verdict. There's still no verdict from the Bill Cosby thing, then.
Yeah, no, they're sent back to go over some more stuff, and they asked the judge to define. Oh my God, no, I didn't write this one down.
Well, I know this.
They asked him for the definition of what they were looking for, and they're asking for a mistrial, but I don't know.
Oh my goodness!
Still deliberating. So while they're deliberating, they can't ask for a mistrial until after they come back and say again that they didn't come to a verdict. So
I just don't understand how somebody can wait 30 years.
Oh, and she settled. She settled all those years. So this is the whole thing. Everything Cosby said in the previous settlement isn't supposed to be used against him again, because that's like double jeopardy, right?
You would think.
So it's really super close to to a mistrial. And because all of that should have been settled, because he had already said, yeah, he gave them those drugs. And then she came back out. So is she going to give all the money back or what? That's crazy. That whole thing is messed up. And he was wrong and everything. But the way that this trial has all come to light is really crazy.
Yeah.
It is. So, but I have to look at the situation. I mean, Gloria Allred is representing these women. I mean, are we really going to give that much credibility? The fact that these women have Gloria Allred representing them.
Yeah, and like I think I said this last week. Like I said, he probably did rape some of those women, but I'm having a hard time believing. Yeah, I'm having a hard time believing that he did 40 people, and especially with one of those women saying that she was still in contact with him after the rape.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That one raises red flags right there.
Yeah,
definitely.
So I'm sure that's what they're dealing with right now, is that they know he's guilty, but then you have all these other circumstances that they're not supposed to use.
Yeah, I mean, what kind of evidence would you have 30 years later? I mean,
yeah, especially if they're going to be told they can't use previous statements. So
I think this is probably going to go to a mistrial.
Yeah, I think so. I think that judge wants to come out guilty on one of the charges. I think there's like 3 charges, and the judge is asking for like one to come through, and that'll be enough for him. I mean, how? That's crazy. I don't understand all that. So.
Now I know Janice Dickinson was one of the victims, alleged victims.
When she
has
was,
she yeah. Has she taken a stand yet?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Because they were saying that because Cosby didn't take the stand, they were trying to keep him off of it. And if they took him to the stand, then the prosecution could bring up all of the other gals. So they were trying to keep him off to avoid having to bring up all these other ladies.
Okay. Because I did saw where he does his Fat Albert impression while he was like leaving the courthouse or going into the courthouse. So I mean, right there, I think he's got onset Alzheimer's.
He doesn't care anymore.
Yeah.
The man's 80 or almost 80. I mean, he's what's this? Flash flood warning. Sorry about that. All right, shut up.
I get those too when there's emergencies.
What type of emergency do you have?
Flash flood warning until 9:15. But it's not even raining right now.
Ooh, it was 105
to play around with.
You had 105? Oh my god.
Yeah, it's hot.
Man.
The dog didn't even want to go out to poo. Let me tell you, it's so hot. It's hot.
You don't have a pool, do you?
No, we don't have any. Well, our home is so new. The backyard is like a blank slate. So, but here in El Paso, the winds are so hard that we'd only be able to use it like 3 months out of the year. So I think that's a waste to spend 10 grand on a pool and then only be able to use it for 3 months. You know,
10 grand. The pools, to get a pool in Florida, it's like 30 grand. It's ridiculous. We have an above ground pool last summer for the kids, and they love it. But
yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'd rather get the backyard completely landscaped and then just put up a pool when we need it.
I mean, I'd love to have an in-ground pool, but I just don't have $30,000.
Yeah.
Right.
Speaking of pools, great transition. Let's do away with political talk for a minute. Amy, Breaking Bad. Where you're at on it?
Okay.
Amy's Breaking Bad update.
Let me think. Where am I at? Oh, I'm at where when I told you last week when I was watching, I haven't watched since last Sunday when Hank found out, and Hank found out, and Marie went to Skylar and Walt's house and was trying to take the baby, and there was like that big drama meltdown. That's where I'm at.
Okay, so are you on episode 6 or 7? What Hank found out midway through season 5.
Yeah, Hank found out episode 8 of season 5.
Okay. So was he on the toilet?
Amy's...
So she's on episode 8, right, or 9?
I think it's 8 or 9, somewhere around there. I know it's it has to be 8.
All right, so so Hank's already found out. So you saw Hank, where he was on the toilet.
On the toilet bowl?
Yeah, on the toilet.
Hank was on the toilet?
Yeah, Hank's on the.
Yeah,
have you seen that part?
I saw when he was in the car and he ran into the fence.
Okay.
When he.
Okay, you're on the next episode then, episode 9.
Okay, then I must have not seen the toilet scene. I'll have to go back and watch.
Yeah, that was before that.
Oh, okay. I'll have to go back because I was up and down when I was watching. So I don't know what I was doing, but I may have missed that part.
Yeah. All right. So I think that's pretty much it for the your Breaking Bad update. I don't want to give too much away because you're almost done with it.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I'm sad because I know when I finish, there's not any more episodes.
Yeah, but there's Better Call Saul, and that's the prequel sequel.
Better Call Saul. Yeah.
I know, but I don't know. I'm gonna miss.
Yeah. And the third.
I'm sure Jesse and Walt will come back in Better Call Saul.
The third season just about over too.
Yeah, they're on episode 10. They just got done with 9. They've got one episode left.
Sunday is the season finale.
Mm-hmm.
For Better Call Saul.
So as soon as you get done with 1 and 2 on Netflix.
Did y'all see where Vice President Pence got a private lawyer to handle the Russian allegations? And then Trump's lawyer got a lawyer?
No, I haven't.
Well, he got it because of the whole
Mueller situation.
Yeah.
Obstruction of justice.
Rosenstein, whatever, however you say it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's all going to be a messed up piece of crap too. You know, if he ends up recusing himself because of where he sits on the whole thing, it's going to be a mess. This thing's going to go on for years.
Yep.
They're going to pick on one right down the line. You know? It's not going to matter. Everybody's going to have something to do with them.
Mm-hmm.
Trump needs to do what he was famous for on The Apprentice with Mueller.
Fire him too?
Fire him.
Yeah, I mean, the guy, listen, the guy is politically motivated. He's a freaking Democrat. He's got Democratic operatives working for him with this special prosecution team.
The only thing is, if he fires him, it's just going to be just like James Comey. They are going to be like, oh, there is a reason. Oh, the reason why he fired that is so that won't be getting blah, 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 blah. And it's still going to continue on. Trump's in a no-win situation right now if he fired Mueller.
Yeah.
So I say wait until Mueller does something extreme before Trump can fire him. Here's what I would do if I was Trump. I would instruct Sessions to go after Hillary Clinton. Go after Hillary Clinton. That's the only way this whole Russia narrative can finally be done, is to go after Hillary Clinton. Because Jim Comey testified. Tell Sessions to go after Hillary Clinton, Loretta Lynch, and the rest of the Obama administration, because Jim Comey testified under oath that Loretta Lynch in that whole Hillary Clinton situation. And instead of calling it an investigation, to call it a matter. So basically, Loretta Lynch was the one that was obstructing justice. So if I was Trump, tell Sessions to go after Loretta Lynch, the Obama administration, Hillary, for obstruction of justice. And that's the only way that this whole Russia narrative can finally be done.
Oh, but then the left would be like, oh, but look what he's doing. He's trying to distract from what he did by doing this. You know.
Yeah.
It's not going to end. This charade is to end. It's getting very tiring.
I'm sick of it. I mean, they could come out and say that, you know, he did, and I wouldn't even care. I'd be like, oh, just shut up.
We're going to change them. They're never going to change us. It's just a circle, you know. It's a circle. And we make it as rough as we make it. And you can tell even the commentators and contributors and everybody is tired of it already, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that's the only thing they have left in their playbook is Russia collusion. That's the only thing
they do is check their Twitter. You know, first thing they do is check the Washington Post and the leaks and the Twitter account to see what Trump. Our whole day is those two things at first thing in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So you can get all your talking points if you go and do those two things. Check your Twitter and start reading the Washington Post, which I don't think I'd ever do.
Yeah, I'll never read the Washington Post.
Just because I don't want to support. I'm kind of.
There's a reason. There's a reason some of us call it the Washington Compost.
Yeah, it's a compost. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But let's see here. What else happened this week? I think we covered the main happenings this week. So let's go into local news. Nikki. Amy, what's up?
I was just gonna say the one story I was following was the two convicts that killed the correction officers was finally caught by a homeowner, and he held him at gunpoint until the cops showed up.
Oh yes, I heard that.
Good.
Where was that?
Well, they escaped from Georgia, kind of northern central.
Yep.
They I think they grabbed the correctional officers' guns and killed them, and then they stole a car, and then another car, and then a third car, and then sometime they would try to steal a fourth car, and that guy saw them and grabbed his gun and held him at gunpoint until the cops came and got him.
It was a regular guy who caught them, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just a regular, American citizen.
Wow.
He said he heard something outside and he went to go check on it and saw him, and I guess, I don't know if he had his gun on him already or he had to go get it real quick. I'm not sure, but
I have no idea.
Well, I'm glad they were caught.
Mm-hmm.
And
see, those are good examples, to show people that, guns are a good thing for people to have to protect themselves. And
well, I'm glad you brought up the gun aspect.
The mainstream won't, it won't go viral as, somebody that had a gun that that killed somebody. That part would, but not somebody who helped somebody.
Right.
I'm glad you brought up guns, because that whole Congressional baseball, and going back to that shooting, you saw people call for gun control now, and that we've heard the word "goal" under the Trump administration, because that word was slung around during the Obama administration. So now you have the whole gun control crisis slowly uprising again because of the whole shooting. And here's the thing. Criminals are going to get guns. Whether you do gun control or not, they're going to somehow find out to get guns. You're just hurting the people that's responsible with guns.
Yeah.
The gun doesn't have legs and walks on its own. There's somebody that has to use the gun. And I don't know. Why they're so anti-gun. I just don't understand. If they don't like guns, they don't have to own one.
Well, thing is, they're sounding the left is sounding very hypocritical at this point, because they're always talking about gun control for conservatives, but now all of a sudden one of their own commits a crime with a gun, and now they're all of a sudden calling for gun control with that. So
here, the reason why they want gun control is because if they take the guns, they can control the population. I mean, Hitler took the guns, Stalin took the guns. Yeah. Hitler took the guns, Stalin took the guns. Almost every single dictator in the world took the guns.
Do they seriously think that Trump would go along with that and would sign that? Of course he wouldn't.
No, absolutely not. And that's why they hate Trump.
It out of proportion.
Did you guys see the Rosie O'Donnell thing on those guns?
Oh God. Oh God.
What did she say?
Went on the fence. Something about either she wanted all the people who owned guns to be arrested,
Oh,
Oh
God.
my God.
whoever owns a gun to have all their guns taken away.
Here's the
moron.
thing. You try and take
I wanted
a
to
West
go back and
Virginian.
watch it, but she pisses me off, so I just turned her off.
You try to take a Texan, West Virginian, probably Mississippi gun away from them.
We all have guns out here, so yeah, that would be.
So try and take a gun away from them and see what happens.
We have a lot of gun owners here as well. I mean, a lot.
You will take a Mississippian's gun at the time. That's how you'll take it.
You know, Charlton Heston had that line at the NRA, "From my cold dead hands."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what happened.
But you know, Rosie O'Donnell, I guess it's good enough for her to have armed guards and armed bodyguards, but it's not good enough for anybody else to have guns. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of comedians, or what? There, Rosie O'Donnell. I don't know how to transition to that. I hate Rosie O'Donnell. There we go. That's transition. Anyway, Roseanne is bringing back her Roseanne show.
Yeah, she's a Trump supporter, by the way.
Trump supporter too, and she's going to. And the Roseanne reboot is actually going to talk about the Trump administration and this whole political environment. And
Last Man Standing, CMT, they're in talks of picking the show up.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
Good. Well, they have reruns of it on too. Yep. They show reruns of Last Man Standing.
I was really angry when I found out they were taking it off. I love that show. Because
Tim Allen is conservative. His character on the show is conservative.
No, I think Tim Allen is a secret Trump supporter.
He talks about Obama. It's so funny.
I think Tim Allen is a secret Trump supporter. I really do.
Oh yeah, I do too. Yeah.
But Roseanne,
I think Denzel Washington. I'll tell you somebody else who I think is a secret Trump supporter. Denzel Washington. I like it. I like Denzel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You think so?
Oh, that makes me happy.
Well, here's the thing.
So,
listen,
I like him.
Here's what happened. A reporter tried to ask Denzel what he thought of politics. He said, "Oh, I don't know. You know, Denzel will not. He will not trash Trump, and he will not talk politics."
Mm-hmm.
See, that's how actors and actresses should do it.
Yeah.
They shouldn't mix their politics with their, that's their job.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know there's still people, but with their job and the people they reach, they really shouldn't. I don't know.
No, it's like shut up and act and shut up and sing. That's what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm. Well, one interviewer said that they're not going to push my politics on the American people. They should, I think that's what Amy is going for. It's not, don't push your politics.
I think it's because there's so many uninformed people that, only watch, celebrity TV and,
They only watch the Kardashians.
They see, their favorite, or even kids.
Well, that's how it Bruce, or Caitlin, if you prefer, is a friend of President Trump, so.
Yeah, so she, what do you want to call it, I guess?
She wants to be a she. She's a she.
Or he woman. Or she man.
She man.
Yeah.
A shim.
That's not very nice. I shouldn't have that.
Well, woman does have man in it, so I guess it's whoa man.
Whoa, man.
Yeah, whoa, man.
Whoa, man.
Whoa, man.
Didn't she say she wants to be in Playgirl, Playboy now?
Oh God. Oh God.
Oh, no. Not buy that.
Yeah, I heard that.
They're gonna do a shoot. Yeah, that's gonna be coming up.
That's so gross.
Yeah.
I hope it's not Playboy.
So it or she or it has had its gender reassignment surgery.
Official. Made it official.
She's gonna do the tuck and hide thing.
Nip tuck. Oh my God. Well, at least we're not talking. At least we're not talking about X-Lax.
I knew it. I knew you were gonna say that.
Amy, you don't get. All right, so Amy,
What
you
about
have to go. Okay, you missed it last night. We did a. Just go onto the Looking for Bigfoot Google YouTube page.
I saw you were live, and I was gonna click on it, but I didn't. Sorry.
You should have.
I know I should have. I don't know what was I doing last night? Sure.
I'm so disappointed in you.
I know I'm such a bad friend. I think I was just really tired. But anyway, tell me the story. What about X-Lax?
We started at 8 o'clock. How can you be tired?
Because I have a really difficult job.
Yeah, I'm messing with you. But go back and watch it. It's what we did was we watched a movie, and we was basically dubbing the voices for the movie.
Okay, I'll watch it when we get off of here. I'll go back and watch it.
Okay.
All right.
And the
X-Lax.
I'll make sure I watch it.
I actually went back and rewatched it. The X-Lax part starts around the 35-minute mark. So, but you got to watch all of it. The first half sucked.
The chocolate X-Lax, like the candy on. Have y'all ever seen the chocolate candy one?
Yeah.
That's what he's talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I took those when I was a kid. When I was a kid,
No, it's not the suppository, if that's what you were thinking.
No. When I was a kid, when I was constipated, they would give me X-Lax, the chocolate X-Lax.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave my son that a couple of times. I'm like, here, you want a treat?
Pull pranks by baking X-Lax into cookies and brownies and all that. So
that's something good to do to like a coworker you don't like. Just kind of give them a treat. I'm just playing. I would never do that.
Never.
Never. But you do your son, because that's okay.
Say what?
Okay, we change the subject from X-Lax now. I got enough X-Lax last night.
Let's see. Speaking of X-Lax, let's talk about Rosie O'Donnell again.
What'd she do now?
I don't know. I'm sure she'll do something between now and next week. All right, so let's try and regroup here. Local news.
Oh shoot.
Nikki. Let's start with Nikki.
I had something and then I got rid of it. Let's see. In San Antonio, a monkey got out of the ape exhibit.
Oh no.
And
did they give it X-Lax?
Shut up. X-Lax. Oh my God.
Amy doesn't know what the heck we're talking about.
Oh, no, I can't find where it's at. But it was a gibbon, and he escaped, but they caught him with food, and he's back where he belongs. What else? Let me see if I can see anything. Oh, Cuban refugee in El Paso reacts to Trump's announcement to Nick.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Obama's U.S.-Cuba deal. A local Cuban refugee said she's not surprised at President Trump's announcement to nix Obama's deal with Cuba. Trump made the announcement in Miami Friday, which will restrict individual travel to the island, demand key reforms, and buckle down on the flow of U.S. cash to the Cuban military. He called Obama's deal the Cube one-sided. What President Trump has said about Cuba is not a surprise to me. Mrs. Medina who's living here in El Paso for 2 years, said, for the Cuban part of me, it's not good. But if I get in the mindset of our president here, he has his vision of the economic state for his country. Those are his decisions. And that's what she says.
Oh, wow. I'm surprised she didn't went and bashed him. I'm surprised she was pretty neutral about it.
If you're living here, then he's taking care of America. Pretty much, that's what she said. Traditionally, it's been seen that the revolutions exist while their leaders exist. Gone, the revolutions disappear. That's what she said. So, good. Short and sweet.
All right, Amy, you got anything?
Well, mainly just the sinkholes that we've been having. I think there was a total of 19 so far in Marion County. Yeah, I don't know if y'all saw, but last Saturday I posted some pictures of this one really major one. We had flash flooding last Saturday around like 4, and it pretty much it flooded out a whole parking lot by this grocery store, and like people were, their cars were just covered in water. And then across the street, yeah, if y'all get a chance, go back on my Facebook page from last Saturday and look at those pictures. I mean, it was really, really bad. And I
saw the one that you gave me with the car. That was completely collapsed.
A couple blocks from where I work at, and this whole week with all the rain, I was so paranoid of driving because I was like, my car's gonna get swallowed and I'm gonna die. It was pretty bad. And the car, it was in the Checkers. Do y'all have a Checkers where you're at, the little burger place?
We used to have one years ago.
Checker, well, we have these Checkers. It's like just a little fast food place, but this lady was an older couple. They were in their 80s, and they were coming around from Checkers, and the ground just opened up into a big sinkhole and swallowed their car. They got out like right before it totally ate it. Wow. And then behind the Walmart over here, a sinkhole opened up, and there was like about 10 smaller ones around the county that just opened up because we literally had rain for 2 weeks straight, and there's just nowhere for the water to go. I mean, everything's flooded. It's pretty bad, and we're only in the beginning of June, so if we get a hurricane, I don't even want to think about that part. But it's pretty scary though to drive and to know that your car, there could be a sinkhole opening up underneath you. I was pretty freaked out all week. I didn't like that. I don't like that feeling.
Yeah, who would want
but that's all I can think of.
Henry, you got anything?
Yeah. Hang on a second. I gotta get browse phone. I think I got Google Chrome on here. Yeah, here we go. There are a few things on NewsMS.fm, some good stuff. Okay, yeah, whatever, more. Yeah, okay, got it. Let's see now. I'll tell you what, Shane, if you got something, going ahead with it.
Yeah, all right. So this is from June this month. 130 people indicted in Mercer County. The grand jury in Mercer County returns indictments against 130 men and women. Charges include breaking and entering, burglary, child abuse, domestic battery, embezzlement, forgery, murder, and welfare fraud. Benjamin Allen, 30, has been indicted on 3 counts of attempted murder of a police officer for allegedly firing a gun at 3 Bluefield, West Virginia officers following a police pursuit in May. Investigators said that Jan McKinley Williams, 33, was driving the vehicle. He was also indicted during the June term. Frances Grace Glover is charged with second-degree murder in April 2016, stabbing death of 40-year-old Angela Glisby in Lashmeet, West Virginia. Bluefield is under indictment for first-degree murder and an overdose death of his mother, Virginia Spencer. Police said that Bradford Spencer forced his 65-year-old mother, an incapacitated adult at the time, to take pain pills. She died of an overdose in January. And there's a whole list of the indictments listed. So what I'll do is I'll post the link in the description below.
Dang. Okay.
That's not good.
All right. Feds announced funding for Mississippi Wildlife and Fisheries Conservation. U.S. Secretary of the Interior Ryan Zink, $1.1 billion in annual funding for state wildlife agencies from revenues. Of the page. Wait a minute. Let me get my freaking tablet because this. I don't know why I won't do it. Let me get my tablet. I figure it's better to do that than try.
Yeah, that's what I did. I read off my tablet because if you open up like a whole bunch of tabs, the whole thing gets slow. But have I showed you this?
I tried to open up some tabs earlier and it kept freezing. I can't see. I don't know if it's because of the live show, but I couldn't open anything.
Yeah, if you open up a whole bunch of tabs, not tablets, I don't know why I said tablets. Anyway, if you open up a bunch of tabs while you're doing the live broadcast, it will slow it down some.
Yeah,
but
I stopped.
My Don't Get Schlonged Trump Cup at Spencer's.
I want one.
Spencer's, $10. Go to your
I
local
have my
mall.
Walking Dead cup. Okay.
Ooh, sweet.
It's a zombie.
Go to your nice. Go to your local Spencer's at the mall and pick one up.
I got this at Spencer's too. I did.
Oh, Henry, they also had a Better Call Saul world's second best lawyer cup.
Oh,
That's
cool.
It's an exact replica of what Kim gave Jimmy back in season 1 or 2.
Awesome.
Nikki, did you watch Breaking Bad?
Yeah, I watched it when I watched it on Netflix when it first came out. But I'm not.
Oh, okay. So I'm the only one behind.
I'm not like a lover of the show. It was a good show. I liked Weeds much better.
I never watched that one.
Oh my God, it's just like Breaking Bad, except it's a female, and
yeah, she does marijuana.
Does weed.
Yeah.
She sells weed, but she's like a mother, trying to be a regular mother, and anything that could happen bad to her happens. So,
Vince Gilligan actually.
Is that on Netflix too?
Yeah, it's on Netflix and it's hilarious. It's got a lot of comedy in it, so I liked it more.
There was some comedy on Better Call Saul. I mean, on Breaking Bad, especially when Saul came.
A dark comedy.
Yeah, very much so.
It's not. I think women probably like Weeds better than Breaking Bad.
What about Orange is the New Black? Do y'all watch that?
What?
Orange is the New Black?
Oh, yeah, I love it. Yeah, I just finished watching the season they just released.
Oh, wow. I'm not that far up. I still have the last season to watch. I'm slow. It takes me forever. I just don't know.
Me and my oldest daughter, we love Netflix. So we're always.
Yeah, it seems like every time I go to watch TV, somebody wants something, and I have to stop.
That's why I have to watch Netflix, because I can't watch regular TV, when anything comes out, because it's
I can't
better where I can stop it and come back to it and be right where I left off.
I don't like it anymore. Sling. I've been watching Sling on the Ruko, and I got a whole bunch of stuff on the Ruko. There's a whole bunch of different channels. And one channel.
Yeah. I looked at Walmart at those Rucos, and I think I'm going to get one. Yeah,
but I got a channel app on the Ruko. It's, I think, Film On or Film Rise or something like that. and they have every single episode of Robert Stack's Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh, nice.
Oh man, when you told me you were watching that the other night, I was kind of jealous. I'm like, I want to watch that. I think I've watched like every crime show on Netflix right now. I really, the ID ones, or the Forensic Files. I've watched all of them. So.
Have you heard of Wentworth?
What was that?
Have you heard of Wentworth?
What is that?
Exactly like Orange is Black, except it takes place in Australia. So they have very similar characters, a little bit different storyline, but still, if somebody goes to, into prison, and a female prison and the whole thing, it's almost better than Orange is Black.
That's on Netflix too?
Yeah, that's on Netflix too. It's called Wentworth. And it's really good, because I was so wanting to see the next episode of Orange is Black, and I happened to come up on that one. So that
we got some breaking news.
What?
Ooh.
Oh my God!
What?
It's from Pacific. Breaking: the Julius Caesar play gets shut down.
Ooh.
Good.
What happened?
He's doing a video. He's doing a video, and someone is, I think, taking the stage. Bigger. So, is it too bright? Let me do the brightness there.
Yeah, it's just white out.
See, the consequences. They're not free from consequences.
I don't think
so someone took the stage and someone took the stage and started screaming terrorists, saying that you're inciting terrorists and that they're the blood of Steve Scalise is on your hands. So someone was like taking the stage.
So now they're gonna blame the Republicans.
Oh, Mike Cernovich has it on Periscope.
It's Jack Civic.
Right,
it's Jack. It's the guy saying the blood of Steve Scalise is on your terrorists. I am retweeting that right now.
You broke up. We didn't hear anything you said.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so I just retweeted that.
Okay.
And it's on my the Politically Alternative at Politically Alt.
What did you read? Oh, I gotta find it.
Yeah, now it's blowing up.
Twitter.
I don't see it. The last thing you tweeted was the group of natives convert to Islam.
Refresh and it should come up, because mine just popped up.
Oh, okay.
Woo, look at all the security guards going up there.
What the heck? Mine's not coming up.
Oh, there's a bunch of them.
My Twitter to come up
It wasn't just one person. It was a bunch of people. Oh, they're all inside. They're everywhere. They're doing they hid in the crowd.
I said, you are Goebbels, you are inciting violence, you are inciting terrorism, and that the blood of Steve Scalise is on your hands. I said, the blood of Steve Scalise is on your hands. The blood of Steve Scalise
Who's that?
is on the hands of the people in there. It's on the
Jake
hands
or
of the media,
Jack.
the hands of the mainstream terrorists.
What's his? I'm trying to turn it off. I'm sorry, I won't go back. Jack Posobiec. I guess he's there too. Him and Mike Cernovich are there. They're on Periscope right now talking about it.
Oh
you
boy.
See that shit? Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh, they did the Democrat thing. Finally, somebody on our side.
It says, Patriots shut down Julius Caesar, yelling, "You are Goebbels." Goebbels. Whatever
That's
that is.
Goebbels.
What is that? Well, it's not spelled that way. It's spelled G-O-E.
It was pronounced Goebbels. It's in Oh, who was it? What's his name? Oh, that's that was Hitler's information, or not information, but his propaganda agent was Joseph Goebbels. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess they ran up on stage saying you're Goebbels. I would have picked something else to say.
And we lost Shane. Was it politically?
Yeah, he was almost.
What is the Twitter?
Are you on Twitter? I am.
What now?
I hear you.
Yeah.
I said, are you guys on Twitter now?
Yeah.
I'm on Twitter now. It's politically alternative. Is that what it is? Politically alternative.
Since Shane retweeted and I've already on his site, it just comes up automatically on my home.
Well, what is the Twitter for the? Is it politically alternative or something? What is
it's politically alt. Just AL.
Politically alt.
ALT.
Yep.
Ah, I found it. Okay. And follow. Yes. Just followed it.
I'm back.
Hey, welcome back.
Video?
No. What one?
The one that I retweeted.
I'm trying to take a look. I'm trying to find it.
Did you retweet it under your name or?
It's Jack Posavic.
Oh yeah, I got that.
Yeah, EC.
I show that it was Shane. He did it under Shane.
Oh, that's why I couldn't.
At politically alt.
Mine just.
So it's on politically alt. Okay. So
you did it under Shane.
I did it under Shane.
Yeah.
No wonder I can't find it on politically alt.
Yeah, I was looking too. I couldn't find it. That's why. That's great.
Okay, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Shane Bradburys.
I'm at Skinner147.
What's your handle, Henry? What's Henry's name?
What is my handle?
I don't even know mine because I don't ever.
At Mr. May 109. At Mr. May 09.
At Mr. May 09, yeah. Okay, I'm looking at Shane Bradbury. There's nothing that says Skinner. Is it Skinner 1472?
147 at Skinner147.
Again, I can't understand you.
At Skinner147.
Okay, it says Skinner 1472 does not exist.
No, it's just 147.
Oh, 147.
But I retweeted the video under at politically alt.
Okay, politically alt.
So yeah. So you see tweets and replies.
Well, hey guys, I'm gonna get off of here because I need to take my dog out.
Okay, Amy.
All right, yeah, we're going to be wrapping up soon anyway. So
I hope you have a good night and a good weekend.
You too.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. So let's kind of wrap this.